So the month is coming to a close, and that means it's time for the Maybe series. Hi, hello, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex, and today is the June Maybes. So if you're new here, the Maybes is a little episode I put together at the end of the month to talk about what I might read in the upcoming month. Don't really get into the synopsis too much. I kind of just talk about it and why I picked it, and yeah. I only read about 2 or 3 books a month, just depending on my time, and my time has just not been happening for me lately. The list is kind of long, and then I kind of whittle it down from there to my final lineup. But yeah, before we get started, make sure you hit all the buttons down below so you know when I'm posting. I post every week, and all we do on this channel is talk about books. So if you like listening to people talk about books, here I am every week doing just that for you. So when I sat down to make my maybes list, I was like, you know what? June is Pride Month. And so my whole maybes list today is rainbow books, which makes me so happy. Like, I'm just constantly adding to my rainbow book lineup, and I wish I had so much more time to read, and just time has not been on my side this year. If you've been with me since January, you know that my freelancing business that I have has just taken off. I'm constantly working, I'm overbooked, and then I just have all of my other life stuff that I'm doing all the time. All of this really cuts into my reading time. My personal reading time. So I've just been struggling to find time to read, and you guys will hear me talk about this next week in the wrap up, but like this month's reading has just been a struggle the whole way. Like, yeah. But sitting down and making the maybes list today and just filling it with rainbow books made me insanely happy. And so I'm really excited to talk to you about them today. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. If you watched my Sapphic Summer post, at the end of that, I had a list of Sapphic books I wanted to read this year. Some of these might appear on there, but I said my friend that reads a lot of rainbow books recommended them to me. A lot of these books on this list she recommended to me. I'm going to tag her Instagram and her TikTok in the in the description box, so you can go check her out. She always has amazing recommendations, and she is just a huge reader, and she's never steered me wrong. So a little shout out to Em. I love you so much. But yeah, you should definitely go check out her pages and stuff. And yeah, so almost all of this, I think this whole list except for like 2 of them were from her recommendation. So yeah, she's the best. The first book on the maybes list is Love and Other Disasters by Anita Kelly. So this one is a rom-com, I think. That's a lot. That's pretty much all I know about it. It is supposed to have a lot of good trans representation in it, or some trans representation in it. So it's been a long time since I've read a good trans book, so it had to go on the list. And a lot of people said it was like really funny and relatable and just cute, which I don't know. I don't typically read romance. I typically don't read rom-com. But you know what? I'm in the mood for happiness a little bit. Like, it's summer. This is what you do in summer. You read rom-coms. So yeah, it looked really cute. The reviews are really good, and the representation is supposed to be good too. So on the list it went. The next book on the list is Into the Drowning Deep by Mira Grant. If you watched my Sapphic Summer post, this was on it, and the cover just spoke to me. Okay, I'm not even joking. That was one of the reasons why I went on. And then it's supposed to have really great sapphic representation, and then deep sea, like in the Mariana Trench. That kind of stuff terrifies me, so it went on the list. And also in the review section, it said like demon mermaids. I mean, how could this not go on? How could this not go on the list? All right, so here it is. The next book I'm going to talk about is Love Beyond Body, Space, and Time. And this is a sci-fi anthology, which is not something that I typically read. This is a collection of sci-fi stories that are written by Indigenous authors, and it's supposed to have a lot of great Two-Spirit and LGBTQ plus representation. So one of the reasons this has been on a list for me is because two of the authors I know, Cherie Demeline, who wrote the Marrow Thieves, put a piece in here, and then Darcy Little Badger, who wrote A Lot So. I have not read A Lot So, but Darcy Little Badger has been on my list of authors to read for a long time. They also put a piece in here as well. So this is really short. It's supposed to be a really easy read, and it's supposed to be a really amazing read. The reviews are terrific. So if I can get my hands on this, I will probably read it. The next book is If This Gets Out by Sophie Gonzales. I feel like everyone that reads a lot of like LGBTQ plus representation books knows what this book's about. So I added it to the list. It is about two band members that fall in love, but of course, like, they're afraid to share their relationship with the world and like the backlash of it and everything like that. So this is supposed to be kind of like a boy band love story, right? The reason I'm hesitant is because it's kind of long for a romance story. I feel like, I can't remember exactly, but I remember looking at the page count and being like, did it need to be that long? That's kind of long. So, it may not get read, but I know a lot of people that have read this have really, really liked it. So, the next book on the list is The Ballad of Dinah Caldwell by Kate Brauning. Okay, the cover on this one, though, also looks really, really good. I feel like this, I don't know. Now when I'm like calling back on it, I can't remember thinking if it was a period piece or maybe it's like a dystopian piece, or maybe it's not either of those. Dinah is our main character, and they're living on like a farm. They're very poor, and like they basically just farm to keep themselves fed. She has a younger brother that she's supposed to be looking after, and she lives there. The two of them live there with her mom. Her mom ends up getting murdered, and the book is about her revenge. This is another one of those that my friend recommended to me, and she'd never steer me wrong. So I really trust her opinion on this. I feel like the sapphic part of this would be a back burner theme in this book, and it's mostly about her getting revenge on the person that killed her mother. So yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. The next book on the list is Written in the Stars by Alexandria Bellefleur. Okay, so the cover was just like super cute, and then I don't know, the author's name really drew me in. Alexandria Bellefleur. What an incredible name. This is obviously like a sapphic romance, and I think it's a rom-com, but it had really good reviews, and I think it has the fake dating trope in there, which I personally really like, and I don't get enough of it. You know, I don't put enough of that in my regular lineup, but yeah, this one sounded like maybe a little bit cheesy, but also a lot of fun. Okay, this is the last book on the list today, and it's When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. Barnhill? Let's go with that. Okay, so this one, I feel like this one's a period piece too, like, and I don't mean like old. I think this one's in the 50s maybe, and all of the women start becoming dragons and take back their feminine power. It sounds really cool and really interesting. The reviews are really good, but the bad reviews are really bad, okay? And the bad reviews talk a lot about like the representation not being very fair across the board, about it being a little bit turfy, and things like that. Now, there's a lot of comments on those reviews that sort of talk it out of that, but yeah, this is one of those ones I'd be interested to read to see if it does end up representing that way, or if maybe that reviewer didn't even really read the book. That happens a lot more than you would think. Like, I feel like people will read the description and then not read the book and then leave a review. I don't know why someone would do that, but I know people do that, and I also know that people hate bomb authors, like in the review sections if the authors say something that's like not kosher or something. I don't know. Like I said, for the most part, the reviews are really good, and it says a lot of people say it has great representation across like the feminine range. Lots of good rainbow representation in this book, and a really interesting premise. And it falls in the time when the first women's rights movement and feminism first wave was happening. So yeah, on the outside, it actually sounds really, really interesting. Those negative reviews, though, for me are really making me question if I want to add it to my lineup. And it's a little on the thick side, so I don't know. But yeah, here it is. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. I know it was a little short, but yeah. Number one, it's super hot in my office and I don't want to hang out up here for a super long time. And then number two, the maybe series is always just kind of short because it's just like a little list that I rattle off for you. So yeah, I really tried to make sure when I did the list today, because I'm doing it for Pride Books, that I got a little bit of representation from everywhere. So I think each of these books touches on a different type of representation. But if you have some recommendations for me, Pride books, rainbow books that you really, really like, go ahead and drop them in the comments, because I always love more recommendations to add to my list. You guys know how much I love lists. Yeah, make sure you hit all the buttons down below so you know when I'm posting. I post every week, and I'm really excited about all the stuff that's coming up in the next couple months. And yeah, I'm really excited about talking to you guys about Pride Books upcoming month, and then I'm really excited about my final lineup for June. Like, I don't know what it is, but like the maybes today got me really excited about what June's gonna look like. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.